Caregivers Circle in a very often scary time, but we have the pleasure of talking with helpers and heroes who are going to help us make it a little less scary by telling us what we can do to help them. So I'd like to introduce first Lisa Candels. Lisa's going to tell you a little bit about the good work that she does and talk about what we can do to help her. Lisa, hi, welcome to Caregivers.
Hi, thank you, Patty. We love Kids Play, and we really appreciate all that you are doing for the community and all the different ways that you're supporting families and their children. That's what we do. I work for EdAdvance for a program called Nurturing Families that's funded by the federal government under a program called Maternal Infant Early Childhood Home Visiting. So we register moms during their pregnancy, and then we follow them with that child and their whole family until the child turns 6. The home visitors usually go out on weekly home visits, bringing information and the latest research on brains and child development and resources in the community. We cover 3 things on each visit: parent-child interaction, using simple things around the house, ways that parents can support their children's growth and development. We help talk with parents about what are the growth and development things coming up, like what are the changes that are going to happen. And because those changes are often preceded by children kind of disintegrating in their behavior, in their eating and their sleeping patterns. And so we help parents be less stressed about that because they know that those things are coming. That's part of the next leap forward as children take on new things and new challenges. They learn to talk, they learn to walk. It's amazing the amount of development that happens the first 3 years. And the last thing is family well-being. So those include the goals that parents set for themselves and making sure that basic needs are covered, employment, education, food, housing, all those kind of things. Excuse me. So that's what we do in normal times. And during this time, what we're doing is we're doing our visits virtually. So through Zoom or FaceTime or telephone contact for the parents. And parents have really appreciated the contact and the support. Usually also in regular times, we have monthly group activities. And our favorite one is in December when we go to Kids Play. But we also take families pumpkin picking, and we have games and activities in Jiggs Donahue Park off of East Pearl, which is right behind our building. We work with families from Torrington and Winstead. And what else? One of the things that we do is we help parents look at development through a tool called the Ages and Stages Questionnaire, which we do with the families every 2 months until the child is 2, every 3 months until they're 3, and every 6 months until they turn 6. And it's really fun because it actually gives parents ideas of activities that they can do with their children, and then the different milestones, they see them as they achieve them.
So I would imagine that that's something you're doing over the phone or online too, right?
Right.
How do we help your work, Lisa? Tell us what we can do to share in this helping and the heroics that you're doing for families.
Right now, I am delivering diapers and food, and we have books at our office. And so I go back and I know the ages of the kids and their interests. And so from our little library that we have in our office, I put in board books and picture books. But we could definitely use donations of board books. Picture books, not so much at this time because they're harder to clean, but we would love to have more board books or other kinds of books that you can clean. And simple toys. Balls are always wonderful because balls are the best toy, actually, for infants and toddlers and children. There's so many things that you can do with balls. But we could also use people to buy grocery store gift certificates if they can do that, or to plant seeds, because we have a community garden behind our building down in the Jiggs Donahue Park. And the city would also like us to make another one over at the park that's off of Jackson Street. And those would be for for our families, but for anyone who wants and needs food, they're welcome to take it from the garden. So if people want to plant seeds now with their children because it's springtime, or if they have some extra seedlings, we could definitely use them. And our office is at 350 Main Street. We're in the tiny back part of the health district building on the first floor, and there's a door into our office from the parking lot.
And when we talked before, I know you're going to give your contact for yourself too, so people can get in touch with you. But we also talked about you serve children, and children have birthdays and parties. So some party supplies, and you're saying that you would like us to at least preliminary wipe all these things down. And okay, so things for birthday bags or.
If people wanted to, it's true that these are hard times. I mean, the majority of our parents work in normal times. Many of them are laid off now, and about half of our families are unable to qualify for unemployment, either because they have jobs that are under the table or for other reasons that they don't qualify to receive unemployment. And so their financial situations are really, really tough right now. So if families wanted to think about putting together a birthday bag, that was an idea that Deidre had that they've done at F.I.S.H. That would be wonderful, because then we could give the families that bag with a pre-made cake and the supplies, hats and party favors and little things that we could distribute to the families. That would be really, really nice.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing your work. And did you want to give your contact information so people can get in touch with you?
Sure. We are located, the name of the program is Nurturing Families, and we're located at 350 Main Street in Torrington, 06790. My name is Lisa Candels, C-A-N as in Noah, D-E-L-S, and my phone number is 860-733-3345. That's my work cell phone, and I always have it.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much, and thanks for the work you're doing. And those of you who are hearing Lisa's message know that one of the best ways to reduce your own stress and to give your family a sense of purpose during this time is to reach out and help. And oh, you've given us so many ways to help, big and little. So thanks, Lisa, for taking the time.
Thank you. Take care of yourselves and be happy and thankful for all the things that we have, including the ability to breathe.
Thank you. Beautiful words. Couldn't say it better. Thank you. And let's talk a little bit to Deidre DiCara from F.I.S.H. She's going to tell you a little bit about the work she does. I hope a lot about the work she does, and again, how we can help her. Deidre.
Thank you, Patty. Who could have ever imagined the coronavirus affecting the whole globe? So we have gone into, crisis mode, of course, but we're doing well at F.I.S.H, which is Friends in Service to Humanity of Northwestern Connecticut. In the best of times, we have the F.I.S.H Food Pantry, which we are open. We're, there on the front lines every day for you working here. So on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, the F.I.S.H Food Pantry is still open. And last year we had 1,506 people registered with us. But currently we are welcoming anyone in need of food, as we find ourselves in unemployment, on furlough, whatever the situation may be. We are welcoming families to come and fill their food needs, or individuals, of course. Last year we actually distributed enough food to create almost 114,000 meals. And it's incredible. I mean, when you come and visit, we're an extremely modest organization. And then at the F.I.S.H Homeless Shelter, which is another part of our big house here, we have beds for 35 people. Our diversity is age. We'll usually have infants through seniors here. Currently, our oldest resident is 71. We served last year 101 folks went through the program. The goal is to get them into housing. So we had 71 adults, we had 17 veterans that lived with us throughout the year, and we had 13 children. And thanks to EdAdvance, working with the McKinney-Vento Act and Michelle Anderson, our children are all enrolled in school. And currently during this pandemic, the 2 teens that we still have living with us have received laptop computers and a hotspot, I guess it's called, so that they're able to get on Wi-Fi to do their homework. So we're really grateful to EdAdvance for making that possible. Also at F.I.S.H, in the best of times, EdAdvance is here 3 days a week, and we have GED classes open to anyone in the community that may still need that high school diploma. So, but now with the pandemic, since the first week of March, we've been addressing whatever we can to make people feel safe and secure and keep them well to the best of our ability. What do you do in a congregate housing, a communal space with dormitories to keep people socially distanced? So I have 4 times rearranged our dorm rooms, as what has happened is that we've been able to place with funding from the state, which I think is FEMA money, so that we have decompressed or we've thinned out our 35 to half the size. So anyone that's 60 and older is now in a hotel in their own space with their own bathroom, so they're not attracting virus germs of any type because they're, you know, quarantined in their hotel. We also have moved a pregnant gal, a mom with a daughter who already has gotten into an apartment, so they're out of the hotel, which we're excited about. A woman with pulmonary issues, and a fellow that is in cancer treatment. So all of them have been moved out of the communal setting. So now our bunk beds are arranged head here, toe here, and definitely 6 feet apart has been made possible rather than maybe 3 feet apart. So we're glad for that and thankful that we've been able to manage that with FEMA funds through the Department of Housing. At the food pantry, which we're, as I said, we're open and ready to help anyone in need on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. We're actually working out of our parking lot. So folks will come and we check in outside, and then we bring the food out to a table and people pack it up themselves. Sometimes we just have it pre-bagged and we carry it out. The challenges for us right now are the grocery stores have pretty much ceased donating food. You know, there's just so much need with families home that they just don't have the food to give us. So donations of food are really critical. You know, we'd have 12 huge boxes of meat every week. That's not happening at all. We are lucky if we have 1 box of meat every week. So we're challenged in that way. But we're doing our best to provide, you know, through donations, through us using the Connecticut Food Bank. We're still have food to donate. And I think that we could see this issue going on for the next several months. So don't forget us as things get better. We think, I don't know that they will be at food pantries with people still not maybe working. So think of us for that. There's a wonderful volunteer organization, Food Rescue USA, that Kathy Mink founded our local chapter a couple of years ago. And they are able to go to the grocery stores. Bantam Market is just the best. They supply food to the volunteers that pick it up and then bring it to the food pantries. So we're really grateful for that. And added to that in the last couple of weeks has been Guide to Milk. And so we do have milk from most of the time during the week now, which we're very thankful for. And through the Northwest Connecticut Community Foundation and the Draper Foundation, over the next several months, they've just made a grant, and we're working with Jocelyn at the COG, Council of Governments, and Charlotte Hungerford Hospital and Community Health and Wellness are a part of it. But F.I.S.H will be the distributor of fresh produce from our local farmers. So that will be a gift. And I know that goes right through August. So we don't have that happening quite yet because it just has happened, but in the very near future, we're going to be able to have some fresh produce again, which in the past had been, we'd get it twice a week from Big Y, and that's just not happening right now. So we're here to champion for people. And if there are issues of housing and homelessness, and you've got to call 211, know that. That's your first step. If you find yourself with any issue, dial 211. The United Way funds that program, and they'll set you in a right direction. But I'm on calls morning, noon, and night, sometimes night, actually, with Hartford, the VA, federal government. I'm on a call every couple of weeks with Senator Blumenthal. Senator Murphy's office has been very attentive to F.I.S.H and finding out what our issues are and how they can help. So there are wonderful local, our mayor's office working with the public health department. So we work closely on how best to keep the coronavirus quarantined and not hopefully in the doors of F.I.S.H or anywhere else, as we can follow the guidelines, wearing our masks, washing all the time. Disinfecting here. We have quite the schedule. I created Team Stay Healthy at F.I.S.H. We launched it on March 16th. And so everyone knows their role and what to do to try to keep us all healthy and well.
So now I've heard a lot of ways we can help as we talk. Let me just see if I've got them. Contrasting to what Lisa said, Lisa is welcoming gift cards. You mentioned that you would be helped more by donations of food. So if we're shopping and we want to pick up fresh groceries, fresh produce or meat, we probably need to give you a heads up by your contact information, which in a minute, if you could just say. I also heard earlier about birthday bags and packing things for kids, and donations from, which I hadn't thought of, because Saturday night at our house, we try to support some local restaurants and have some takeout. Oh, you are also welcoming takeout donations from restaurants, big quantities, like a platter of food, right?
Right. And some of the restaurants are actually packing individually, but we're now, we have 3 meals a day now at F.I.S.H because we are hoping people stay in. And so to help us out with that, knowing that we have limited supply of meats and all coming into F.I.S.H, individuals are giving me a call and saying, could I cover a dinner at F.I.S.H for the shelter? And because we're at half, we're saying 14 or 15 people is our count to prepare a meal for. And if they're leftovers, then they're great for a lunch another time. So
okay, you said you do need to know about that ahead of time because
I do. I'm very scheduled on a calendar, and we've had a good 5 to 6 weeks of people hearing. I use Facebook a lot, and people learning that and really coming forward. The generosity of the community on people stepping up and trying to help. And if people want to do gift cards, because that may be the easiest in this scary time, we do have people that are stepping forward that say that they will grocery shop for us. So
okay, that's
we're
right.
open to that too. It's just, I have to get volunteers, and our volunteers are on hiatus, but other people in the community say they're well and willing and will do so. But I just am down to my bare bones staff actually working at F.I.S.H. So,
so I would think Lisa can nod because I know she's talking to her granddaughter. Both of you, though, cash is helpful if people want to just make a cash donation.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
So, Deirdre, do you mind giving your contact information again?
I have it delighted to. Well, F.I.S.H is located at 332 South Main. We're right on the corner, and we're well marked with a sign. But I ask you to turn onto Brooker Street at that corner and come into the F.I.S.H parking lot. And that's the entry for the food pantry and for offices. So if you were after hours dropping off a donation, just ring the doorbell. We have a loading dock. If you just want to come in your car and give a little honk, we'll come out during the day hours of the week, 9 to 5. I have staff downstairs. I'm here frequently into the evening. So the phone number is for my side of the world, not the shelter, is 860-482-7300. And then we have our website is www.F.I.S.H&NWCT.org. And there's actually, if people want to do a donation that way and never leave their home, they're able to do that. So if you go to the website of F.I.S.H, and then I'm frequently on Facebook. So if you're a Facebooker, go to the F.I.S.H NWCT, or my personal one, Deidre Houlihan DiCara, because I talk about F.I.S.H. I try to do almost daily. I share the good deeds of people in our community. And I had to run when Lisa was beginning to speak, because I had my best friend, first best friend of my life growing up in Winchester, was around the corner, was Pam Fancher Wright, and she just sewed us 40 masks and 2 for children, in fact. So I had to run downstairs and greet her and take her photo for our Facebook page. So, and I know I have a food drive about to come in too, which is wonderful. It's overwhelming. It's frequently tears in my eyes as to the generosity of people and other organizations. And I can't thank Kids Play enough. I mean, you've always been there for us, and to do this through the pandemic is super.
Well, thank you, because there's another edge to this, that not only is it your and Lisa's good work on the front lines, but you're allowing us a way to reduce our anxiety and our worry, and what can we do? What can we do? So thank you both for sharing.
I have one more thing.
Okay, go ahead, Lisa. Yes, absolutely.
Talking about masks, I don't know whether you all saw this baby putting her fingers in my mouth and watching my mouth and watching my face. And there's a lot of concern that when babies go back to daycares, that they will be going to caregivers that have their face covered. So children need to learn so much from our mouths and our expressions, and they need to be able, not necessarily to touch, because they're not going to be able to do that with their caregivers in a daycare, but I have seen masks on the internet that are clear. And so if any volunteers or anybody could make or knows of where to get those masks that are clear here, those would be the ones really preferable to donate to any child care center, so that young children will not be missing that, which is really important.
It's very important. What a smart idea. So thank you for
sharing. Play needs that then too.
Yeah, we need it too. We're going to get them. Yeah. Anyway, thank you both. It was so good to see you and hear about your good work. So
thank you so much.
So we could record it to replay it. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good luck on that report, Lisa.